A vacation in Dubai can be the best trip of your life or the most overrated because most tourists come here completely unprepared. For example, they choose the wrong season or overpay for hotels. In this video, a full guide to Dubai, prices, beaches, seasons, transport, food, and an honest answer on whether it's worth coming here in the summer. Many people think that Dubai is very expensive, but it doesn't have to be that way. And my name is Anara Malakhova. I've been living in Dubai for 6 years now and founded an international company here, Global Tax Assistant. Let's go. First of all, let's talk about where to go, that is, which emirate to choose. In the United Arab Emirates, there's not just Dubai, but also other emirates such as Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, and others. But personally, I always choose Dubai because by visiting Sharjah, Fujairah, or some other emirate, you won't feel, in my opinion, the full atmosphere of the United Arab Emirates. Yes, some tourists come to Sharjah or another emirate, but they still travel to Dubai to feel this vibe and the whole atmosphere of the United Arab Emirates. By the way, for those who've already vacationed in the Emirates, write in the comments where exactly you went. It's very interesting to see which emirate you specifically chose. Next, let's talk about seasonality, and the most popular season in the Emirates is the period from November to April. During this period, the weather is most comfortable, meaning it will even be cool in the evening and morning. It's quite warm during the day, the sea is nice, but because of this, of course, as in any other country, prices are higher and there are also more tourists. That is, hotel prices will be slightly higher in this particular season than in other periods. The average season, in my opinion, something between high and low, are the months of May and October. At this time, it's already getting warmer, but it's not that hot yet. Fewer people, lower hotel prices, but at the same time, it's not the peak of the heat yet. And the hottest seasons are the period from June to September. This is when the heat in the Emirates sometimes makes it difficult to even walk outside. You can go out a bit in the morning and evening, but it will be hotter during the day. However, at this time it becomes much cheaper with fewer tourists and fewer people. And if you'd like to visit the Emirates, then this is also actually, in my opinion, a good time because in the morning and evening you can dip into the pool, where the water is always cooled in hotels or maybe even swim in the sea. Well, during the day you'll need to spend time indoors. You can walk around the malls, you can visit various museums. Actually, this kind of vacation is also quite possible. Now let's talk about vacation prices in the Emirates. And in the Emirates, you can vacation in very different ways, from budget options to luxury ones. And let's talk about each of them. Let's look at the first option, the budget option. In this case, you can choose a hotel in the Old Town or in Deira, and the hotel will cost on average 250 dirhams per night. For the same price, you can also find an apartment for rent in these locations. A metro ride costs from 3 to 8 dirhams depending on the distance. Groceries for a day will cost approximately 70 to 100 dirhams. Lunch in an inexpensive cafe will cost around 30 dirhams. As for the beach, you can go to the free ones. There are several of them in the Emirates. For example, at Kite Beach or JBR, beach access is free, but the sun loungers themselves and other beach infrastructure will be paid. Next, let's consider the mid-range price category, comfort. And for example, staying in a 4-star hotel will cost around 600 to 800 dirhams per day. On food in mid-range restaurants for breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, you can spend from 200 to 500 dirhams. Taxi, also depending on the number of trips, is 100 to 200 dirhams. Beaches in this case can be both free and paid. At beach clubs, depending on the club, from 100 to 500 dirhams per day. And entertainment can include things like the Burj Khalifa, a restaurant with a fountain view, where dinner will cost about 100 to 200 dirhams. This also includes museums, amusement parks, where ticket prices will be from 100 to 400 dirhams, and a desert safari for 100 to 200 dirhams. And the third option, the most expensive one, is a luxury vacation, which is also quite popular in the Emirates. In this case, the hotels are 5-star. For example, at the Atlantis, one night costs from 1,500 to 3,000 dirhams. Renting a car for a day will be 300 to 500 dirhams. Food in restaurants, breakfasts, lunches, and dinners will range from 900 to 2,000 dirhams. And the beaches can be at the hotels themselves because these hotels often have very good beaches. Or you can go to a beach club, for example, Nikki Beach or Sakalian, and then the cost will be another 500 to 700 dirhams per day. At the same time, food in all three types, budget, comfort, or luxury, is most often not included in the hotel price. Hotels usually provide only breakfast or even none at all. Therefore, we considered the cost of lunches and dinners separately in all options. At the same time, I have outlined approximate prices and approximate entertainment in each of the options. Of course, depending on your taste and discretion, prices can be both lower and higher. Now let's discuss which areas tourists can stay in. First and foremost, of course, are Dubai Marina and JBR. These are locations where you'll find the sea, skyscrapers, and malls. There's a metro nearby and it's only 20 minutes to the city center. These are the areas most popular with tourists. There are lots of Russian cafes, Russian food, and you'll hear Russian spoken. You'll actually feel quite comfortable there, and these locations have the ultimate tourist vibe. The next area is downtown. This is where you'll find the Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall, and the fountains. There's no sea there, just more skyscrapers. Yes, it's quite beautiful. But if you're more into shopping, business meetings, or walking among skyscrapers, this location might suit you better than Dubai Marina or JBR, which have more of a beach vibe. The next area is Deira and Bur Dubai. This is the old part of the city, quite authentic, where they sell lots of spices, various oils, and perfumes. You can find cheaper accommodation in these areas, but the crowd won't be strictly tourists. These locations are, of course, far from the sea, but the metro runs there, so you can always easily reach Dubai Marina and its beach, or downtown with its fountains and mall. So if you're looking for more affordable or historical housing, so to speak, these areas might be right for you. It'll also be cheaper to rent a hotel room or an apartment in this location. The next area is the Palm. It's an artificial island with various hotels located along the coastline. Both the new and old Atlantis hotels are located there. So if you want to be on the coastline but in a more private setting, the Palm might be for you. However, there's no metro on the Palm. You'll need a taxi to get to the city, but there's a mall where you can go shopping if needed. There are various restaurants, including some with Russian cuisine, and it's a mix of both a tourist area and a local one. And the last area I'd like to mention is Business Bay. This is also a business hub in the Emirates. It's a bit cheaper than downtown, but everything is still close by. So if you need more business activity but at a slightly lower price than downtown, Business Bay is a great choice. Now let's talk about entertainment and what every tourist must do in the Emirates. I'll be speaking from my own experience and sharing the locations I like best. First of all, of course, are the beaches in the sea. You can go to Kite Beach or JBR and visit both free and private beaches. The next thing I'd recommend is a desert safari. You can go on an organized trip where they'll take you dune bashing in jeeps and serve dinner in the desert. You'll get to see some oriental dancing, or you could even head out on your own to, say, a cafe in the desert. One of my favorites is, for instance, Hidden Cafe, where you can catch the sunset in an evening atmosphere, enjoy the desert, and take lots of beautiful photos. The next location I always recommend is the Dubai Mall, the fountains, and the Burj Khalifa. To be honest, I'm not a fan of visiting the Dubai Mall shopping center often because it's so crowded. But if you'd like to do some shopping and buy yourself some souvenirs, gifts, or make various purchases, luxury or otherwise, then it's worth going to the Dubai Mall. Afterward, you can sit and have dinner with a view of the fountains and watch them, because every evening, except during the summer season, there's a beautiful and interesting water show. And also, if you wish, you can go up to the top of the Burj Khalifa and look down at the city from above. Besides that, I love taking a stroll through the old town of Al Seef. There are these historical buildings in beige and brown tones. It's all very atmospheric. There's an old Starbucks, McDonald's, and so on. So if you want to see what houses looked like in the past, they've been modernly restored, of course, and all that, but you can still get a feel for that local atmosphere in the old town. Speaking of the cultural side, I'd recommend visiting the Museum of the Future, located in Dubai, as well as the History Museum and the Louvre, which is in Abu Dhabi. Various paintings are on display there, and overall, it's quite beautiful to just walk around. If you go to Abu Dhabi, I also suggest stopping by the mosque, which is quite iconic there. It's white in color and covers a large area. You can also walk around there and take some beautiful photos. There are many famous restaurants in Dubai, including some with Michelin stars, and you can also go and try the local cuisine as well. I would recommend trying a drink called karak. It's karak tea, a sweet tea with milk, as well as hummus and various kebabs prepared according to local traditions. And by the way, after their first visit to the Emirates, many people start looking at Dubai not just as a travel destination, but also as a location for a future move or business. And this is where, at first glance, the hardest part begins: visas, residency, taxes, bank accounts, and setting up a company. But we at Global Tax Assistant have been helping with all these matters in the Emirates for over 3 years now. And by the way, our first consultation is absolutely free. All contact details are in the description. Now let's talk about what documents you need for the trip. First of all, a passport that's valid for at least 6 months. I'd also recommend getting medical insurance because in the Emirates, any interaction with a doctor or any communication with a medical facility will cost you quite a lot. So it's better, of course, to get insurance beforehand, say in Russia or wherever you're coming from, to avoid any unplanned expenses once you arrive. Russian citizens don't need a visa to visit the Emirates, and you can stay in the Emirates without a visa for up to 90 days within a 6-month period. I'd also suggest bringing a first aid kit, meaning the basic medicines or supplements you use, because pharmacies in the Emirates might have unfamiliar medications, and just in case, so you can use the medicines you're used to. I also recommend bringing appropriate clothing for your trip because there are places where you need to dress more modestly. For example, if you're visiting the mosque in Abu Dhabi or going to museums or malls. Also, air conditioning is often running in many indoor spaces in the Emirates. I'd suggest always bringing a jacket, shirt, or cardigan that you can throw on if needed. I'd also like to take a moment to mention that the Emirates is a Muslim country, so you should always be sure to respect its rules and customs when visiting. For instance, in the Emirates, it's considered indecent, meaning you can't hug or kiss in public, drink alcohol, behave inappropriately or rudely, be disrespectful to others, or take photos without permission. And it's very important to follow all this because actually the police, security in various places, or even other residents might give you a warning, issue fines, or even take you to government facilities like the police station and so on. So following the rules here is also very important. Just like with any other trip, I suggest planning your routes in advance so you don't overload your day too much, in order to not only visit as many places as possible, but also to enjoy the local atmosphere. That is, you can sit down in advance and think about which days you'd like to visit beaches, restaurants, and so on. Basically, create an itinerary for each day. In my opinion, Dubai definitely won't suit and might not appeal to those who prefer nature, forests, and so on. Of course, that's not what Dubai is about. For those expecting views like in old Europe with lots of beautiful architectural buildings, and also for those who prefer long walks, especially in the summer. Because of course in the heat of Dubai, walking outside will be difficult. Friends, give it a like if the video was helpful to you. As always, this was Anara Malakhova. Bye everyone.